somewhere in the ballpark of 15 years I've been playing guitar. It's taken me around 90% of that time to actually find a sound that I really resonate with and will consistently go back to. And a big part of this is really a debate in online guitar communities. Some people say it's the tone wood, some people say it's the finish on the guitar, some people say it's the pickups, the amps, all of the above. For me, it's been really the amp and the gain staging and the pickups have been the biggest thing. I've been able to recreate like 90%, actually no, probably closer to like 99, 99.5% of the tone that I use as like my signature tone that I use for all of my recording and mixing, with the same pickup into totally different guitars, one set neck, one a bolt-on, one bass wood, one actually mahogany, like a full mahogany body, Gibson Les Paul, and the other one, a Squier. So all of this to say, I am not necessarily someone who really believes in the whole tone wood thing. A couple people have gotten on my case about that in previous comments. I'm just a small YouTube channel guy, so I just, make videos in my spare time. I'm not about to hot swap a whole bunch of pickups to do this comparison. This is like a ballpark type of a thing. So that being said, the signal chain here is going to be guitar going directly into my interface, going directly into Logic with Helix native, no additional gain staging within Logic, no mastering plugins. It is quite literally just going to be to my monitors, to what I'm actually going to be piping into here. I'm not going to be just recording my monitors, so don't worry about that. It'll sound semi-decent. Typically in my videos, I like to do a bit of a mix comparison too, and I'm not going to be doing that in this video just because I want to start trying to make videos quicker. So if you miss the mixes that are in my previous videos, I'll keep doing them, but just so you're aware, that's kind of where I got bogged down here, is kind of the creative process and the fatigue of just going back and forth with figuring out songwriting and stuff. And finally I was just like, no, I'm going to make this damn video because I've been saying that I want to do pickup comparisons on my channel pretty much since my first video, maybe. So here I am, and let's talk a little bit about this guitar. I'm not going to talk too much about the builds. All of the guitars in this video are modded, so I'll have their own independent videos where I really break down the mods, but this, just in general, this is a modified EX50 by LTD, and in the bridge I've got a JB by Seymour Duncan, and in the neck I've got a Jazz by, you called it, Seymour Duncan. So yeah, let's start playing. Yeah, I really like this JB, and there is a good reason why it is one of Seymour Duncan's top selling pickups of all time. Or at least to my knowledge, it's one of their top selling pickups. At least it's the one that I hear literally everybody talk about. No matter if they're on a metal forum, a rock forum, just everywhere, people are talking about JBs. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to a clean tone for these other pickup selections here. So, by the way, if you're interested in my Helix native patch, I'm gonna be linking that in the description below. Everything should be in that patch that I'm using here, except for the impulse response. However, I'll definitely link to download that Ownhammer impulse response. If you download it directly through Helix's app library, it's like $5. I would totally recommend it, hands down. It's really good. So here's a clean tone with the JB and the Jazz together. This is a very fun little combo here. Yeah, I can play this middle position combo all day. The Jazz may not be like my all-time favorite neck pickup, but it is definitely an amazing neck pickup, and honestly deserves a video all on its own. I have a feeling I'll probably get a lot of questions on the Seymour Duncan 59, which is another really commonly paired pickup with the JB. I don't currently have one. If I have an opportunity to do a build with that 59 or even pin it up against the Jazz, I think that'd be a really fun little comparison there as well. So maybe, maybe not, who knows? Really depends on if this channel gets big enough for me to buy more guitars to mod. So yeah, tell your friends to subscribe and I'll be able to make more build videos. Oh yeah, I'm on the neck pickup now, okay. Yeah, another iconic combo right there. You know what? I think I'm gonna move on. I'm not gonna do too much distorted stuff with the neck pickup just because I wanna keep this video moving because I've been trying to record this video for way longer than I want to admit. Yeah, yeah. All right, so this is the Epiphone Les Paul Custom. Like I said before, all the guitars in this video are modded. I actually have another video comparing this guitar to a Gibson Les Paul Studio. You know, it's more of like a, hey, is it worth modding your guitar or just buying a Gibson? Anyway, this is the Gibson Les Paul Custom. We're gonna start with the Nazgûl in the bridge, and then I'll move to a clean tone on both positions, and then a clean with the Sentient in the neck. And yeah. Yeah, I could just chug on this thing all day. It's honestly a little bit ridiculous. Just... Yeah, when I bought this pickup, honestly, I was between this and the Mark Holcomb Alpha Omega or Scarlet and Scourge. The only reason why I didn't go with those pickups was just because, you know, although they sound awesome, I just didn't know if I wanted to commit to something that was just so top heavy, you know, with the treble. So I got this, which is slightly more balanced. It has a whole bunch of mids in it. The differences between the JB and this is that this is a ceramic magnet, whereas that is Alnico 5. Now, the Nazgûl and the JB both come in their own little flavor. Actually, I think all these pickups come in a rail flavor, now that I think about it. But I own the Nazgûl rail, which, although is a Nazgûl, it is not a ceramic pickup. This is ceramic with the bobbins, and the Nazgûl rails is actually an Alnico 8. And they sound similar enough. I really don't notice a difference back to back. That is a video in itself where I'll be probably a little bit more precise, where it's like, okay, here's a clean tone, here's a distorted tone, here's a clean tone, here's a distorted tone. Whereas today I'm just kind of like, okay, distorted in the bridge, clean everywhere else because I can't be fucking bothered. So anyway, let's go to middle position and we'll turn on a clean tone. Anyway, so here's the Nazgûl Sentient with that clean riff that I had. It's a little bit more of a milky sound compared to the JB Jazz. I really enjoy it. So yeah, Without further ado, let's move on to the neck pickup here, which is the Sentient. Yeah, the neck pickup here is really nice. It's, from what I've read, it's a lot like if you took the Jazz and that 59 pickup that I mentioned earlier, that's more of like a milky PAF sounding neck pickup, and you just like mashed them together. That's kind of what you get with this Sentient neck pickup. And it sounds really nice. It gives you a nice, unique little flavor to something like that. You can pick more aggressively and get that. Yeah, you can get pretty close to that, like almost like spiny sound that the Jazz pickup has, but it definitely retains those like denser qualities that the 59 has as well. So if that's something that floats your boat, then this is the pickup made for you. Anyway, let's move on to the Duncan Distortion. And the reason why I'm not really investing a ton of time into neck pickups here, but I wanted to throw them in just because it's a good opportunity to. Yeah, when I did this mod, I didn't originally set out to do a bridge pickup only mod, but it kind of just fell into that just by you know, being itself. This guitar obviously started life as a Squier Stratocaster. It is a bullet model, and if you know anything about Squier bullets, especially of this era, which is 05, they sucked. They sucked really, really bad. This neck is awful, so my playing is gonna sound not as clean on this as it does on the other guitars, but it has a Duncan Distortion and updated bridge saddles and updated tuners to attempt to stay in tune. Actually, I do have a split shaft in here. So I'm gonna do, instead of obviously a neck pickup, because I don't have a neck pickup in here, I'm just gonna do the split coil and the humbucker. I didn't necessarily set out to make like a serious guitar to like gig with or anything like that, but I did wanna set out and just make something that's like fun. I take this guitar on trips with me, just fun little thing that I just kind of like plug in, play, and it just sounds good. And that's really why I chose the Duncan Distortion. It's got a little bit more meat on its bones than the rest of these you'll find, and it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, so this is a lot of fun. I can't promise I'm gonna be able to repeat what I just played back there because I already forgot it, but I will play the riff that I've been trying to play consistently through the whole video. No promises. Yeah, it's fun in its own right. It almost sounds like my Squier Jazzmaster, not the one that I keep talking about with the Nazgûl, but the one that's like bone stock, the classic vibe. And it's got that like ceramic single coil sound, but not in a bad way. It's like really, really sick. So if you are somebody who has a Stratocaster, you never play it, and you're like me, and quite frankly, you don't really enjoy playing it, try throwing a Seymour Duncan Distortion in the bridge and put a 500K push-pull pot in, and you'll be able to pull the pot out and have your single coil sound and have it sound pretty close to true to life for a Strat. And then you'll be able to push that shit back in and go. It definitely sounds way different compared to the other two, and that's why I really stand on the pickup makes such a huge difference. This sounds more in line with what you'd consider a ceramic super high output pickup sounding like. And that's not to say it sounds bad, but it definitely sounds like a ceramic high output pickup. But this is basically just a JB, but with a ceramic magnet in it. And yeah, it sounds really good. Would I play this in a studio recording? It depends on the context. If you're somebody who's playing a little bit more of the like new metal stuff, I'd either go with this or the JB, honestly. But if you're playing something a little bit more modern, I'd probably go Nazgûl or JB. And that's not to say that this can't do the modern stuff. It totally can. It can 100% do the modern stuff. Just keep in mind it's going to be a little bit more thick and a little bit more dense than the other pickups that I've talked about today. But that specific thickness and almost like beefiness in the tone is the reason why I chose it for my guitar that I just kind of play for fun and just lay around and don't care if it gets beaten up or travel with it and stuff, because I could just be wherever I want to be, down hanging out with my dog and stuff, not caring if he like goes and chews on something. I could just be, junting along, and that's like totally awesome. And that's something I kind of don't want to do with my EX50 or my Epiphone Les Paul, my Gibson, or any of my other guitars. So that's why I really enjoy having it in a guitar like this. So let's talk about the JB and the Nazgûl now. Just for fun, I'm gonna pick up the Epiphone to carry with me while I talk about it. So we've got this Nazgûl now, and this Nazgûl, I was gonna say it's a newer offering from Seymour Duncan, but it's really not. It's been around at this point for quite a while, and it sounds really, really good. But if you are on a bit more of a budget, should you just go with a used JB somewhere? They're plentiful on Reverb or eBay. They're really a dime a dozen, and you could find them for dirt cheap. I mean, people find them all over the place. They come in guitar stock. Nazgûls and Sentients, these are more commonly starting to come up in guitar stock as like pre-builds. Solar, I want to say Ibanez has one, and I think I want to say Jackson has one. Not sure about ESP, but I'm positive that the other ones that I mentioned have Nazgûl Sentient pre-build. And I love these pickups. But if you're on a bit more of a budget and you can't really swing the rest of it, I would say go with the JB Jazz, because they're just so plentiful and you could find them all over the place. And you can get such a good sound out of them. But if you've tried the JB Jazz and you just want something with a little bit more bite, then go with the Nazgûl. So that's gonna do it for this video today. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a comment below. Let me know which pickup was your favorite, which combo, which tone, whatever. And if you're interested in the tone, don't forget to click the link in the description. Go ahead and download that. It's totally free, unless you want the impulse response, then it's not free, sorry. It's not my doing it, blame own hammer. Whatever. Anyway, tell me about some mod projects that excite you, something that you're working on, or some of your favorite builds in the comments below. I'd be really excited to hear those. I'm really stoked to keep making videos on this channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.